a TFWire.com video review.
Hey, this is Matrix Prime with TFWire.com with my video review of the Target exclusive classic Skywarp figure. As you can see, here's the figure in its jet mode. And to kick off the review, we'll first start by talking about the color scheme here. And it's primarily made up of three different colors. We'll start with the black. As you can see, the majority of the figure is painted black. The black starts here on the nose, continues on to the sides of the cockpit, continues on to the portion here behind the cockpit and onto the main body of the jet. Extends on down here to the wings and then continues on to the rear thrusters, as well as on the rear tail fins here and the rear wings. The next color we have here is silver, which appears here next to the cockpit on each side here. Then we have right behind this section here, we have a silver striping, which then continues on down to the wings and gets a bit wider. And of course that appears on the other side as well. And then if we look at the thrusters here, we have the same silver striping, which starts on one side of the thruster. It comes down, goes across the thruster, and ends into the tail fin here. And if we turn the figure around and we look at the underside, you'll see that we have a bunch more silver as well, but we'll get to that when we get to the robot mode. And the last color we have here in this mode is purple, and we actually have a few different shades of purple here. One shade, which appears here on the nose, on the tip of the nose here. We also have that same purple here on the front portion of the rear tail fins. And if we turn the figure up again and look at it here, we have some purple here in the silver striping on the wings. And we also have the same color purple here on the silver striping on the thrusters. And that same purple, if we look at the rear thrusters here, appears on the thrusters as well. And if we turn the figure around again and look at the underside, you'll see that we also have the same purple here. So we have black, silver, and two shades of purple. Now, just like with the Starscream figure, let me set the figure down here, we don't have landing gear, but as you can see, the figure sits pretty level on its own. If we look at the cockpit here, that is made up of a translucent orange plastic. And I do have an issue with the cockpit on my figure. Let me bend the nose down here. You'll see that the cockpit is actually made up of two pieces. We have the rear portion of the cockpit here, and then we have this small piece which is attached to the nose here. Well, if you lock the nose into place where it should be, like so, this piece and the rear cockpit portion should touch, but in mine, the portion which is attached to the nose here is pried up a bit, so it's not actually touching. There's a little gap between here and here. You can push the piece down so that it does touch, but it doesn't actually stay in place. Minor issue, maybe I caused it pulling it out of the packaging myself. I'm not quite sure. It's something that you can tell by simply looking at the figure in the box. So I don't know whether it's just on my figure or if it affects other figures out there, but it is an issue with mine, though it is a small issue. Okay, so the figure also comes with two spring-loaded missile launchers, which you can see here and here. And just like with the Starscream figure, we turn the figure upside down here, look at the underside, and you'll see that we have two holes here, one on each side, or one on each wing. And we can simply place the missile launcher in the hole like so. And the figure now has missile launchers in jet mode. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the jet mode. I'll now show you the transformation to robot mode. And to do that, get that out of the way, we'll start by rotating the wings up here, like so, to get those out of the way. Next, we'll take the rear portion of the jet here, pull it down like so, and separate it. These will become the legs. We'll take the tail fins and rotate them up like so. We'll take the rear wings and fold those up like so. And we'll do the same exact thing to the other side here. We'll take these panels here and fold them down. Those will become the feet. The one thing I have noticed about this figure is that the joints are extremely tight. Next, we'll take the nose section here and completely lift it up like so. We'll take the arms and rotate them out like so. Next, we'll take the nose, actually flip that down like so and spin it around here. Actually, let's not spin it around. We'll spin the entire section around here like so. And this section of the cockpit here is hinged, so we can fold that down inside the body like so, and actually close this up like so. You rotate, pull that down, get that out of the way. Lastly, we'll take the arms here and pry out the hands like so. We'll do that to the other side as well. And we now have Skywarp in robot mode. Okay, we'll start with the color scheme here in robot mode. Again, it's primarily made up of the same three colors, the black, the silver, and the purple. Though we do have a lot less black in this mode showing. The black primarily shows up here on the wings. We do have some black here on the intakes on the chest. And then on the legs we have some black on the upper leg here, as well as on the lower leg. As for the silver, well, the silver primarily makes up the upper body of the figure here. You'll see it appearing here on the chest, up here on the shoulders, as well as here on the waist and midsection. And lastly, for the purple, we have the purple here on the upper arms here, as well as on the forearms and hands. And we have purple down here on the knees and feet as well. And we also have silver, going back to the silver, we have silver appearing here on the forearms as well as here on the feet. And if we look up here at the head is of course painted black here. We have the face, which is painted silver. And I'm not sure this will come across in the video, but the eyes are also actually painted red. Okay, then the figure also is a slight remold of Starscream. Let me get the Starscream figure here. Stand it up. If we look at these panels here, which rise up next to the head, there's a little detailing etched inside those, and they're like 4 little rectangles here on Starscream. And if we look at the panels here next to Skywarp's head, there's actually 5 little rectangles etched in there, and those are painted red. Okay, so aside from that, that's pretty much it for the coloring. I'll now talk about the articulation. Again, just like with Starscream, we had the head issue. It can turn left and right, but is limited due to the fact that the nose is connected to the head here. We have the arms, which can move in and out from the body. They can move up and they can move down. However, again, the backwards motion is limited due to the wings. And the arms can also, of course, bend at the elbow. We have the legs, which can move in and out from the body. They can move forward and backward. But again, the backward movement is limited due to the fact that the body portion here is in the way. And the legs can also bend at the knee, and they can also rotate at the knee. And just like with Starscream, we have the missile launchers here, which can be placed in either hand to act as a gun, or they can be attached to the upper arm like so to act as a null ray to give it that more classic look and feel. Overall, I probably like this figure a bit more than Starscream. This color scheme is absolutely fantastic on it. It looks great in both the jet mode as well as the robot mode here, though I do prefer the robot mode. My only complaint with the figure, just like with the Starscream figure, is if we look at the wings, let me get this out of the way. If we look at the wings, we're missing the purple Decepticon symbol here, which would have been kind of nice to see, just to give it that more classic look and feel, but it's a minor issue. Overall, I'm extremely happy with it. If you can find this figure at Target, I highly recommend picking it up. I gave Starscream a 9 to 9.5 out of 10. Since I like this figure a bit more than Starscream, I'm probably going to have to give it a 9.5, maybe a 10 out of 10. I highly recommend it, so if you can find it, pick it up.